with that, I'm showing 2 after. I want to make sure we give you plenty of your 30 minutes to show us OrCam. So Stacy Crown with OrCam. You're good.
My co-host went into the wrong link, so I was giving her the right link to get on. So my name is Stacy Crown. I am the area sales manager for OrCam. I guess I got in touch with Disability Cocoon through the Washington, D.C. Assistive Technology Program there and introduced us all. And so I have been with OrCam for about 1.5 years now, and I cover the 6 states in the Mid-Atlantic. And so OrCam itself is, can anyone just put in the chat if anyone's familiar with the company or the product to date? So OrCam itself is an Israeli company. We do have a U.S. headquarters. Oh, Dustin. We do have U.S. headquarters in New York, and we do have regional area sales managers all over the country. So the product is, our flagship product is the MyEye, and I'll demo that first. And then this year, we also brought out an additional second product called the OrCam Read, which is a handheld product, and I will demo that after. The MyEye here is about 1 ounce. It's a little less than 1 ounce, to the size of an index finger. I describe it, it's a short flat end, is the camera. It's a 13 megapixel camera, and that captures the information and transfers it to audio. The round short end is the charging port, and so it's magnetized, so you don't have to fumble around trying to find it. You just snap it in.
Bluetooth audio device angle 355C connected.
I have it connected to Bluetooth, so it's easier to hear. It'll connect to a simple Bluetooth speaker or earbuds. The round
volume maximum.
The round long end is the touch bar, and that's how you can control the features, either by tapping or swiping. The flat round is are the magnets, and those will attach and click onto the strip. The magnetic strip, it comes with extra ones, and you can put it on prescription glasses, sunglasses. These are just dummy glasses. The whole point is to keep the device parallel with your eyes, so it's easiest to capture the information that it's recognizing. About 30% of our users are blind, so these dummy glasses obviously come in handy for those users. Behind there is a regular speaker when it's not connected to Bluetooth, and that speaks directly into your ear. So I'm going to demo the features of the MyEye. There's reading. To date, we've had the standard reading, which is where you capture text by either pointing or tapping. Pointing will do a zonal recognition and just pick up where your finger is. It reads your nail bed, not your finger. So you always want to have the finger facing towards you. With any of your commands, you want to have it reading the nail bed, not the finger. The other way to capture text is tapping, and that'll do the whole document from the top left to the bottom right. So I'll do that now. I have a coupon here from Home Depot. I'm going to use my finger first.
Hurry, offer good now through April 30th, 2020.
And that just picked up, obviously, where the finger was. I'm going to do the tapping, so to get the whole document now.
Stacy Crown, present this coupon to receive $5 off for in-store use. Scan barcode, cashier, scan coupon barcode, tier coupon in half.
So I'm double tapping, and that paused it. Nothing is transmitted online. So for security, reasons, that's ideal. We have people that use this in the federal government. Certain agencies will only allow this device since nothing's transmitted. Also in hospitals, we have some nurses that use it, and it's approved for use there. So So also there's no internet or data connectivity required. You could use it in the middle of the woods if you want. Because of that though, once you capture the information, it's gone. You'd have to start over again. So pausing is an important feature. And then you could start
in-store or
again by
online
double
purchase
tapping
of
again.
$25 or
I just stopped it. It'll pause up to 10 minutes and you can adjust the time that is paused either through the user menu or on the app. The reading, so for a whole page reading, I have a book of poetry here. And I'm gonna just tap it.
Stand By Me RP, Volume 2, Guide Dog. When the time has finally come on, eyes you can't tell why you've lost your independence, need some help to just get by, just know that you'll be waiting, hoping will be your match, he'll get you out of your front door, turn the key, unlock the latch. When the time has finally come on,
I just
eyes you can't tell
rewinded it
why
by
you've lost
swiping
your
backwards.
independence, need some help.
And then I just fast forwarded by swiping forwards.
For I will give
I'm
you
gonna
all
stop it just by tapping. So that's the reading. Are there any questions right now that you wanted to see more reading samples of?
Yeah, if I don't see any in the chat right now, but if you, for those of you that are attending, throw them in the chat, we'll get them in for you.
Yep. Okay. So the next feature of the product is telling time. And you just look at your wrist.
The time is 12:09 p.m. Today is Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021.
And it uses artificial intelligence that by looking at this part of the front part of your wrist, it knows you want to know the time. It'll read money.
$10.
You can hold the money in any direction or any side.
$1.
As long as it's just flat in front of you.
We actually do have a question. Can it read from an iPad?
Yes, it can read screens, computer screens.
Thanks for sharing, Stephen. Skipped one line of unreadable text. Can you read from iPad? Bernstein 2. All panelists, can the read back speed be adjusted for WPM? Continue.
So it'll read computer screens, iPads, cell phones, text messages, any emails, anything.
And that was the chat that it was just reading, right?
Yes, yeah.
And then we have another question already. Can the readback speed adjusted for the number of words per minute?
Yes, so you could do that through the app. It was the easiest way. There's an app for iPhones, iOS only, or your iPad, and you just swipe it up and down. It'll read faster or slower. I can't do it now because it can only either connect to the speaker or the phone, but I could show you later. It'll go from anywhere from 120 words per minute to up to 300 words per minute. For people that are used to voiceover, they're around 250. I can't understand a word of it, but they do. So I call it warp speed. But anywhere in between there, it'll read. This is at 180 words right now, and that seems to be about average. Some people like it a little slower. Does anyone want me to change it? Okay. Max distance. Yes, so we'll read street signs by pointing. If you get a chime and it didn't work, that usually means that you're looking directly into the sunlight and it's blinding out the camera. So if you just turn your angle and point again, it'll read the street sign. The only other time I've had an issue with signs is if it's at a cross street and the bottom sign is blocking the top sign. But other than that, it'll read signs. I've had it on at a Panera and it read the menu behind the person at the counter because it was very large text. With smaller text, I was going to use this to show OCR or the barcode, but this is about 3-point text. You just have to hold it closer. It's on hibernate.
Monthly sales.
So you just have to hold it closer and point.
Hanover, garbanzo beans, chickpeas.
And that was about 4-point. So, okay. So For facial recognition, it'll store up to 100 faces in the library, and it doesn't actually take a picture of the face. Some people try to make their hair up and makeup. All it does is take the coordinates between your two eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. And so the person stands in front of you, turns to the left and right while you hold and capture their information. You name that person, and then the next time they're in front of you, it'll announce they're there. So I have mine on manual, or else it would keep saying my name when it would see me on the screen, but I'm going to just tap it.
Volume maximum.
Stacy.
And it's
Copyright to Arcan, our vision, empower.
so normally I wouldn't have to tap it, but because I have it on manual, I tap it and it says my name.
Stacy.
And so now it sees me on.
Monthly sales.
So now it sees me on the screen. Barcode recognition. There's over 1 million barcodes in the library, and it'll recognize and tell you what you're holding.
Hanover. Garbanzo beans, chickpeas.
Also, I have this can here.
Pringles, potato crisps, original.
If the product is not in the barcode library, you could add up to 100 specific products and add them similar to how you add the face, and just name that product. And the next time you look at it, it'll tell you what you're holding. I get asked a lot, if I can't see, how do I find the barcode? Which is a very good question. There's 3 points I make. First, universal design requires that the barcode be either immediately to the left or right of the lip of the label. So if you feel where the lip is, you could usually center it close enough in front to
Hanover. Garbanzo beans, chickpeas.
capture it. The second way is we teach people where to hold a can or box and to rotate so it captures all of the surface, and it should pick up the barcode.
Hanover. Garbanzo beans, chickpeas.
As you turn it, it should pick it up. The third thing is, if you are frustrated with all of that, a lot of times you could use the OCR text reading to pick up enough off of the label to know what you're holding.
Chickpeas net weight, IT 15.5.
So that's the barcode. So earlier this year, we introduced a new feature called Smart Reading. And it's really the first available smart reading on an offline device. It acts as an offline Alexa, and instead of following your finger around, you could capture the whole document and pull out specific information through voice commands. So I have the same coupon here that I used before, and I'm going to double tap Smart Reading.
Note that some of the text was unreadable. Ready.
Read the amounts.
Found 2 amounts. First result, $5 off. Second result, your next in-store or online purchase of $25 or more made on a Home Depot.
Read the dates.
Found 2 dates. First result, valid now through April 30th, 2020. Second result, offer good now through April 30th, 2020. I am listening.
Exit.
Exiting.
So I also have a menu here, and with standard reading, you could use your finger and move it around the menu until you find what you're looking for, which is one way. Or with smart reading, you take an image of the whole document again. Smart reading.
Note that some of the text was unreadable. Ready.
Start from soups.
Soups. All our soups are made daily. Mama's chicken noodle soup, Buggy's matzo ball soup, Maryland crab soup, seasonal.
Find chicken.
Found 5 results of chicken. First result, Mama's chicken noodle soup. Second result, Altman's house salad, our famous Caesar salad, $5.99 with chicken breast. Third result, $12.59, all wide meat chicken salad, homemade. Fourth,
Exit.
We had a couple of questions come in.
exiting.
Okay.
Does that work in a restaurant with low light? What is the lighting situation have to be like for that smart reader to work?
So it does have an internal flash, which will help in different scales of light. If there isn't enough light, it'll give you an error message. So I'll try to cover and show you what that is. It'll either chime, which means it won't recognize it, or it'll tell you light is not enough light. So let me.
Read text.
So it'll give you an error message if there's not enough light. But the internal flash does help with a lot of different variations of light.
And we had another question on training and trial periods. What does that look like for you guys? How do you support people learning how to use it?
So while I answer that, I'm going to turn this off and turn on the read because so I could connect that to speaker. Because
Suspending.
I can
Press again
multitask.
to shut down.
So like I said, we have area sales managers all over the country.
Shutting down.
It is available at certain lending libraries, so you could take it out and try it. Whether you get it from a lending library or you just want to see a demo, we do that because even if you get the device and you don't know how to use it, it's counterproductive. So we always want to be there while you're using it for the first time to show you how to position the material. It should be held at a 90-degree angle, centered with your nose, a certain distance depending on the text size. So the answer is we want to be there when you're using it to demo it to you and to show you how to position everything and hold your head and hands. I can provide my contact information. Like I said, I only cover the Mid-Atlantic, but we have people all over the country that'll work with you to make sure someone's there. We also have nonprofits that we work with that have demo devices there and that can work with you in that aspect as well. And the VA dispenses it all over the country. So all the VISTs and BROs there, low vision therapists, are trained on how to work with you on it.
Great. So I'm assuming we had a question about, is this paid through Medicaid waiver programs? I'm assuming the answer is yes, but just going to vary state to state. But
it's very difficult because it's very difficult. It will sometimes, but you have to provide a lot of documentation that it's the only solution because of the cost. And it's the least expensive. We have prepared, letters saying that there's nothing similar, but it just is a lot of hoops to jump through. We have I'm familiar with maybe 2 people that were successful in doing that.
we actually had somebody earlier in the chat mention that when he was doing an AT assessment recently that he had recommended this for someone.
Read.
What is we have another question. What is the cost?
7% charge.
So we've had a lot more success with voc rehab than Medicaid waivers, but the cost. So the prices range normally they range between $1,990 for this with just standard reading to $4,500 for this with fully loaded. And so it goes $1,990, $2,990 with standard and smart reading, $3,500 for this with just the standard and smart reading, and then $4,500 completely loaded with everything and training. This month, we were on Dr. Phil again yesterday, so we're having a promotion for the next 2 weeks of $500 off each version. Any version, it's $500 off what I just said.
That's great. What's the battery life on it?
So the battery life on this is 90 minutes of active use. And then we all have Charge Me, and it is a separate accessory that holds 3 additional charges, and you just pop it in and it'll recharge to 100% 3 times in 10 to 15 minutes. You could also trickle charge it while you're using it. This here has a 4-hour battery life because it's a bigger battery, and it only does the reading, where this does a lot more.
I have a question. How does it recognize a face? And I'm not asking for the technical specs, but I'm assuming that you would have to upload faces of people so that it could identify them, or how does that work?
So it measures the coordinates between your two eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. And when you load a person, it just takes that, and also there are a lot of other algorithms in the processor already to determine who the face is when it sees them again. It doesn't take a picture of the face; it just takes the coordinates. So for security and accuracy, that's how it works.
Cool. Then we have a question. Can you leave it on the desk and bend neck to 90 degrees for rotator cuff problems?
So for that, I recommend using a book stand and putting the material on the book stand. And then I think I can open the app now since we have a remote control option. So instead of having to type and swipe up here, you could use your phone down here and tap and fast forward and rewind and stop from your app. Okay, so I'm just going to demo the read. So we introduced this originally for dyslexic and print disabled users. And when we were showing it to our low vision partners, they got excited about it as basically a portable CCTV, which we hadn't really thought of when we were developing it. But it works really well. We do have some users that are completely blind that use it, but it's really much better suited for people that have some low vision, because there's a laser that it kind of helps to see, so you know where to capture the material.
Bluetooth audio device Angle 355C connected.
So now this is connected to the speaker as well. It has the same 13 megapixel camera up front, and then there's 3 buttons that are very textile. The front button is round, and that's the trigger button. The middle button is like a plus, and that's either fast forward while it's reading or volume up while it's not. The minus behind that is either volume down while it's not reading or rewind and repeat. These LED lights are the battery indicator lights. Behind that is the on-off button. Here is the charging port for hardwire wall charging to recharge it. And then behind here, right here, is another port for wired earbuds, so that it comes with a set of wired earbuds in addition to being Bluetooth capable. So with this, also for some people, the swiping and the tapping and the My Eye is just a little much for them if they're a little older and they don't have a lot of technology experience. This is just a lot easier to capture the information. Normally, it's easy to just put it on the table and point 90 degrees, but for demo purposes, I'm just going to hold it up.
Your next in-store or online purchase of $25 or more made on the Home Depot consumer credit card. Certain restrictions.
So I just double tapped it and paused it. It's the same thing where nothing is transmitted online. So if you stop it, you have to start over again. And then I double tap again and it starts again.
Valid now through April 30th, 2020.
I hit minus
now through April
and it
30th,
rewinded.
2020.
I hit plus
for good
and
now
it
through April 30th,
fast
2020.
forwarded. And that's basically it. There's 2 ways to capture the text on this. It's right now it's on the arrow. So that replaces
Also
your
subject
finger
to credit approval and valid.
and just captures that region. If you push the plus and minus at the
Volume down.
same time,
Volume up.
it'll switch to a box. And that'll capture what's inside the box.
Offer subject to credit approval and valid.
And
from
that's
now
best
through
for a
April
whole
30th,
page capture.
2020. This offer is valid and for a $5 discount on a single receipt purchase of $20.
And then I just press once to stop it.
This is great. We did have another question kind of come in. What type of warranty do you offer?
On the My Eye, it's a 2-year warranty. If anything happens, we just replace it. Not anything, but if it's damaged, stops working, anything within reason, we'll replace it. And this is a 1-year warranty. Same thing, we'll just replace it.
Stacy, this was great. Hearing the description from you on the phone was one thing, but actually seeing it in action is another. So thank you for doing this.
I'm
We do have
typing-
another question just kind of come in here. Is it only usable in English language?
Good question. I'm typing in my contact information as well. Can people see the chat, everyone?
Yeah. They should be able to.
So it comes standard with 2 languages. English is the primary, and then there's a choice of 7 additional languages that you could choose as a secondary. I used to know them all memorized. I know it's Spanish, French, Italian, German, Portuguese, or 3 others as a second language. And it's very easy to switch in between languages as well through the app. You just select the second language and it'll start reading in that. It doesn't do translation. It just, if it's Spanish, it'll read the Spanish. It won't translate from English to Spanish.
Great. Amazing.
Yep.
Very cool. And you had mentioned, I don't know if you want to share, do you have other products that may be coming in the future, something that you had hinted at? I don't know if you can talk about it or not. Sorry to put you on the spot. But.
It's okay. We do have, I forgot, we have a new feature on the MyEye. It's orientation, and it'll tell you what, it'll recognize it'll recognize objects.
Level. Suspending. Press again to shut down.
It'll recognize objects around you and tell you where they are in relation to where you're looking. So it'll recognize computer screens, cups, tables, chairs, doors, ascending stairs, and tell you where they are. Right now it's included for free on the MyEye Pro. And when you get the product and sync it with your Wi-Fi, it will automatically push out software updates when they come out to improve it. The sister company of Orcam is called Mobileye, and they developed the first autonomous driving software platform, and they're using that platform to develop their orientation feature. So eventually it'll be able to guide you towards those objects, and if there's a cup on the table, guide your hand, it'll guide your hand to the doorknob on a door. If you walk on a bus, it will tell you where the empty seats are. That's way down the road, but as long as the orientation feature is on here, you'll get those updates. So when it does happen, you'll have it available. Another product that's coming out this year is the Orcam Hear, which is a hearing aid accessory add-on, and it eliminates cocktail chatter. So most hearing aids only work through amplification of what's there. This actually eliminates the surrounding sound of anybody that you don't want to hear, and will recognize who you're looking at and amplify their speech and eliminate all the sound around them, so you only hear what they're saying.
I might be your first customer for that one when the kids are getting loud and I just want some peace.
I know.
Thank you for sharing those. The orientation sounds amazing. I mean, it's almost like an automated version of Ira. For those of you that don't, Ira is someone is remotely looking through a camera and assisting somebody verbally, a real human being. So this is a way to avoid having to do that. That's amazing.
The whole plan behind the MyEye is to be a completely offline personal assistant.
Yep.
Sometime in the next year or 2.
Wonderful. Well, please feel free to throw any last minute questions in there. Stacy, I really appreciate you taking the time to show us this great presentation. And I did put your contact information in there for all of the attendees to see. So if you guys have any questions, reach out to her. I can obviously connect you with Stacy as well. So we do have some other tech huddles that I just need to get on the website. Next week, I'm sorry, on the 2nd is going to be Vital Exchange, which is a healthcare platform where you can reach out to experts in certain areas to get questions answered, so you don't have to go search for stuff yourself. And then we have a really cool thing, actually from your area, Stacy, called Spirit Club, which is an online fitness program for people with disabilities. So pretty cool things. I'll get those on the website. Those are going to be in the next couple of weeks. So again, Stacy, thank you. Thank you for all of you that have joined today, and look forward to seeing you on our next Tech Hub.